That's fair.
Oh, you just missed it, bud.
Look, man,
I don't
fuck
think
this movie.
I don't think we need a recording of us talking about our favorite weapons and how they keep us emotionally regulated to start an episode.
Look,
I don't know if that one's my favorite.
Look, I enjoy my little kawaii transmask tiny box cutter.
Sorry, you're in
It makes
Europe.
me feel
That's a
better.
weapon, and you are
Truly.
gonna get cuffed for it, and I don't mean married.
I truly cannot get replacement blades for my snap craft knife sent to my current abode because I live in a crime-ridden place.
Wild.
Yeah, it's fine. I just unfortunately don't know where the good art craft supply store in Glasgow is. There are art stores. I've seen them online, but just because it exists online doesn't mean that the store itself is good.
So you gotta
And
go
I don't
find
want.
a fucking freak just walking around and then be like, okay, where's the good art store? That's what
Yeah,
you need to do.
I just
Or,
need to
just
grab
go to
somebody.
them.
Yeah, look, I'll just go walk around the University of Glasgow, and as soon as I see somebody, some non-binary person with a shaggy mullet, I'll grab them and shake them
And say, hey,
and get the info.
good art store. Tell me now.
I'm
Show
good.
your secrets.
I'm glad that's a internationally known way to find the gays. Is just look for the mullet in 2026.
I mean, I actively have a mullet, so yes.
And I no longer have a mullet, so yeah.
Hey, yo,
I got
Hunter,
rid
you've
of that
become more
years ago.
straight.
hmm Well, I had a mullet when it wasn't a gay thing. It was more of a white trash or art student thing.
Yeah.
Now it's a white trash or gay thing.
Look, I made the mistake of when I was stressed out with moving of cutting bangs, and then I just had to commit to the mullet at that point. That was on me.
I'm growing out the sides of my hair so I can make the mohawk like a fat one all the way back.
Yes, like a proper Death Hawk. Fuck yeah.
But it's leaving me with hair.
You know, you look pretty good with like actual hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, John, with the way you're like backlit on the webcam, you just looked like Lionel Baratheon.
Oh, okay, well,
I don't know who that is, but
That's fine.
our listeners can't see any of this, but they can hear. Hi, welcome to Blank Bodies, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 tabletop and horror podcast. I'm your host Hunter, and I'm here with.
you did it. We talked about random shit so long that I forgot we were recording, even though it says it at the top of the fucking screen.
Yes,
It's John. And that was the sound of a monster.
Yeah, not just any monster. It's Sarah.
It's Sarah with a sugar-free monster. It's my emotional support caffeine. Hi, we're
Oh,
still in
I thought you were
Hecata
referring.
month.
I didn't realize you were referring to the drink. I thought you were referring to the person. My bad.
I'm a Sarah
my bad.
monster.
Kind of. Just hold up in
Hide
this
your
little
Terry's
flat.
oranges. Hide your iron brew. She's
Look.
coming.
Look, I have my Terry's chocolate orange box saved to turn it into a Commander Decks box because it will hold a double sleeve deck.
I love it. I want it.
I'm making a food deck.
Apparently, so do the individual cereal boxes, like the kind they have at hotels.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All of us make different food decks. It'll be great. Anywho, so we're stuck in Hecata month still. Hi. We're on the Giovanni family, part 2, the sub-families. Boogaloo.
There's so many of them.
There's so fucking many of them.
Which is wild because there's really only one family, right? Because they just like keep inbreeding. So there's just one family. Why do they have so many families?
It's to prevent the inbreeding as they just keep absorbing. It's a multi-tiered move of avoiding the inbred Habsburg jaw, expanding their political power, as well as just being like, look, we can just divide all the little subfamilies into you do this job, you do this job, you do this job. That's not a joke. That's just what happens.
Yeah.
So if you stumbled upon us this episode, really briefly, we've been doing a deep dive series on all of the vampire clans and Vampire the Masquerade. We're on the last clan. It's just very complicated because it's 12 necrophiliacs in a trench coat.
Yeah. And the trench coat is made of human skin.
Yes. And the buttons are bone.
Yeah.
Bonetons, I guess, if you will. Anywho.
Bonetons.
So we did the general Hecata vibe the first episode. Second episode was specifically trying to cover bloodlines that are in the global south. I tried to do episode 3 with all the Giovanni. It's too big. I couldn't, so it's in 2 parts. And then the last episode will be all the bloodlines that are based off of like weird mythological bullshit.
I approve.
That's a good.
So it's gonna get fucking weird at the end, guys. Anywho, it's gonna get weird now.
It's been weird.
Yeah. So content warnings. Death, esoteric themes, existential horror, familial trauma, cannibalism, necrophilia, incest, sexual violence, enslavement, racism, slurs, and genocide.
Yep.
It doesn't get better. I guess also to give a small extra content warning, asterisks, current events.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's okay. This episode's a little wacky, guys. It'll be great.
Just a little
wacky.
Wacky. Sources, holy shit.
Books.
We have a lot to get through. It's literally all of the books from last episode, except I added the video. The Demonology of King James, by Esoterica.
Ooh, that's a good channel.
Yeah, I enjoy that channel a lot. If you like occultic spooky things that have academic sourcing, I highly recommend that channel. We've also lost John already. God damn it. Is he back?
To some degree.
The ghost in the machine keeps trying to steal my friend.
I thought he was frozen, but he's just making a face.
Yeah, I'm just gone. I just
all right.
Disappeared for a little bit.
Cool. So, two notes. One, listener pointed out that referenced the wrong publication date for the Mafia source book. Apparently it was done in the aughts. Oops, my bad. I
don't think you sourced the right date. I just offhandedly say, wasn't that a really early one?
Yeah, not a huge deal. I still said the wrong info and we got information. Oh my god, imagine correcting your information based on evidence. Wow.
I'm not doing it. You can.
I don't believe in that. I don't think that happens.
Sarah can do it for me. I'm not. I acknowledge no mistakes.
I've never made a mistake.
Fantastic. And then the other thing I wanted to reiterate was, hey guys,
hi.
Having to continue to reread the first Clan Giovanni book. Holy shit, is the narrator character a bad person?
Yes.
I would totally understand if nobody wanted to read that, but I wanted to share the quote about that from the author Justin Akili, which says, and I quote, "This book presents some very unpleasant viewpoints. They're not my own, but they are very real things present in our world and downright rampant in the world of darkness. They're here for you to inspect and learn from. It is only by confronting these atrocities that we can hope to rise above them."
Okay.
Which is why I haven't thrown this book into the fucking sun. I'm just like, okay, this guy's bad on purpose. This guy's bad on purpose. I'm supposed to hate him. Just every time he says,
and they're not excusing it either.
No, they're not like, excusing it.
It's bad, it's disgusting. We want you to know that it's bad and disgusting. Unlike the other homie that's like, it's bad and disgusting, but get over it.
It's just a game, bro. And I'm like, I want to throw this Quentin Tarantino character into the fucking sun. Like,
Is it really Quentin Tarantino? There's no feet.
I mean, he's a snuff director, so there's probably feet.
They're just not attached anymore.
Or they were attached to the beginning of the video.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen that man's Letterboxd reviews, so I couldn't say.
Disappointed.
So, this episode is yet again me having to break my own fucking format again. So, we're starting on the note of, as the Giovanni expanded their empire, they basically just kept taking in sub-families for, as I mentioned before, power reasons, niche reasons, and, you know, that Habsburg jaw. The way this episode's going to be split is into part A, where there are sub-families from Old World of Darkness. I just thought they're worth noting. And if you find this as an interesting concept and you want to explore it more, bring it up to your storyteller. But there's nothing for it in V5 that I could find, so I'm sorry.
Womp.
Yes. And then part B is subfamilies that have lore sheets in V5, so I have to talk about them.
Off we go.
Off we go. So part A, we're going to start with the pre-Masonines. I debated chucking this into the next episode, but it was weird. The Hecata shit's weird because there's a lot of things where you're like, oh, this should fit in this box, but it also fits in this other box. Family is complicated.
Yeah.
So the pre-Masonines are vampires who were embraced by Augustus Giovanni before he diablerized Cappadocius.
Okay.
So they're kind of fucked up. They're also old as balls. And apparently they all just have been housed and corralled into the underwater channels underneath Venice, and that's just where they live.
They're just kind of stuck
like cryptids.
There, like the Nick
Yeah.
Cuckoo. They're just like, this is where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What the goals, the intentions, and the political moves of the pre-Macedines are, no one fucking knows. They're just really old and really scary, and they live under the water.
Good.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of rumors about the pre-Macedines just like snatching people off the streets in Venice and then dragging them underwater to feed. Meh. Run with that with plot hook if you want. There's other people that say that if there's people in the Giovanni that fuck up enough, they just get fed to the pre-Macedines.
Oh.
Do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
And there's other rumors that the members of the Anziadzi Council, like the elders, are like, okay, so the guys that live in the water under the mausoleum are too old to just eat blood like a normal vampire, so we're just gonna drip feed into the water and just like hope that keeps them quiet. So if you want to have a weird thing from Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they're feeding blood to Grandpa, but Grandpa's in a canal.
Give me 1 second. There's a guy with a Bible at my door. I gotta go tell him that I'm recording a podcast about Vampire the Masquerade.
You let them know.
Yeah.
You let them know, Hunter. Please tell me that's staying in.
You are interrupting an important cultural work, and we looked it up. We do qualify as a cultural work, and you are interrupting it right now. So if you could maybe come back later.
Fantastic. I'm so glad that the Bible man is interrupting this.
Okay, that was easier than I thought.
Oh, okay, sick.
He said, "Can I give you an insight?" I said, "No, I'm okay, thank you." And he turned around and left.
Okay, honestly,
him to try to make a sale.
10 out of 10. That is the best. Yeah. That is the best he could have done, short of just not knocking on your door at fucking all.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess, part of Christianity is missioning, I guess, right? You got to at least try to reach out. I'm not going to get mad at him as long as he's not an asshole.
Yeah, I'm glad they seemed chill. So hurrah!
I mean, I'm going to be doing the same thing soon, but not for Jeebus. I'm just knocking on my neighbors' doors because I'm trying to build some community around here.
Hey, yo, we agree with that. Speaking of community, not this family, but I have to talk about them now. The Giberti. So the Giberti
excuse you.
Yeah. They were originally, I don't speak Italian, so I hope I'm doing this correctly. I apologize.
You didn't learn for these episodes?
How dare you?
I tried.
Babbel exists for a reason, and it's so you can get these pronunciations right.
It's every time. I'll do that ahead of time. I'll get it correct. And then as soon as I get in front of the recording mic, brain goes delete.
No.
So here we are. But yeah, so this is a subfamily originally from Italy that predominantly works in North and West Africa, as well as the West Indies, like the Caribbean. They've become
the Caribbean's pretty. Right here.
Caribbean is pretty. Yeah, this family has become some of the foremost experts of the Libon vampires in Africa, and have some tense working relationships with them for reasons. Basically, the Giberti have been left alone by the main Giovanni to study necromancy as they want across Africa, and they've kind of come up with their own versions of necromantic rituals, combining Italian traditions and African stuff. It sounds cool. That part sounded cool. It's going to very quickly become uncool. Because, you know what, folks, the Mediterranean really like doing the slave trade. Womp womp. I shouldn't womp the transatlantic slave trade, but it's such a horrifying thing, and I
don't think that we're using a dismissal womp, like
no.
Like a womp, as much as a I don't know how else to say this was fucking awful, other than
I have had to point out almost every Western vampire that derives from Cain has fucked around with the slave trade at some point. I'm like, why do you all do this?
It was an easy way to make money.
History kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the main Giovanni family said. They went, okay, you guys do that. And they went, yep. Got it. So, and unfortunately, they have continued to do some version of this into this day with doing a lot of human trafficking still. So gross and terrible. It is noted also in some of the older books that this family has intermarried with the local various African populaces that they interact with. So there's a lot of biracial and mixed members of the family now that the main Giovanni actively will not engage with.
They're just like, no, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. You guys do your thing, but I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah. Just actively racist as shit.
Damn.
And I'm like, damn, okay. So I don't know if, because there's no notes about this in 5th edition, I'm like, I would assume there's been some recompense or outreach now because of the family reunion, but I'd handle this with care at your own table towards everybody's comfort levels.
Yeah.
But the last little note about these guys was is because they're Giovanni. And there's a lot of military issues across Africa for various reasons due to coups and uprisings and Western colonization efforts. A big chunk of the Djibouti family has swapped over to being mercenaries.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, yeah. It's one of those like,
happen.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this could be cool. Oh, fuck. Oh, damn it. So, yay, hooray. The next little one I want to talk about was the Della Passaglia.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're going with it. Yep.
I like that one.
So this is an Italian family that was assimilated in the 1400s and then was promptly shipped out to the Far East to go do trade during the Renaissance. So it's like that usual European, hey, give me them spices and silks and teas and whatnot, and I'll give you guns and syphilis.
And syphilis. That's just a bonus. Come on.
Everyone loves a Christmas bonus.
Truly. I didn't see any notes about this family specifically intermarrying with local populaces. I won't say it couldn't happen.
Okay.
But I would assume the same thing that would happen to their black cousins would happen to their Southeast Asian cousins, where the main family would just go, ew, no.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. So just handle that how you will. For centuries, these were the only Western vampires tolerated by the Kuai-Jin at all, which has made them sort of kind of the only experts on the Kuai-Jin amongst like the Cainite-based vampires, outside of like very specific scholars.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
They still haven't shown up in V5, right? The Kuai-Jin.
No, there's
there's like hints of it, isn't there?
There's hints, and then there's also like a third-party published book on Storyteller's Vault that I've had other people tell me is good. I was saving digging into that till after we're done with all the base clans, so that's on the docket. It's just later.
That.
Sick. Also, because of their interactions with the Kuai-Jin, they were also the first amongst the Hecata to know that the Nagaraja weren't actually fully destroyed, ?
Mm-hmm.
So that's we'll deal with that next episode problem. Because, of course, the Giovanni are just like, what if we just massacred everybody and that solved all of our problems? And I'm like, your answer to everything can't be murder.
But it can.
So.
If we try hard enough.
Uh-huh.
That's so true.
That's so true, King. So the various Kuai-Jin making serious political moves during the Week of Nightmares and have continued to since then. Tensions have been high between the parties in this alliance. It's very highly hinted at in the old books that the Kuai-Jin were just studying this family to understand how Western vampires work. And now that they're done with that, they're just kind of like, eh.
Poor guys. Everybody's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. There's also, I wanted to note, a lot of plots in World of Darkness, as well as many other pieces of media from the 90s and the aughts that are very Sino and Japan phobic due to economic stressors and things like that. And I will have to dedicate a whole episode to that later, because you'll be reading things and you're just like, wow, what the okay. You're working through something, my guy.
I think it was just like also in the news and stuff. I specifically remember when I was very little, I had a grandma who like anytime anything happened with the economy, she'd be like, and this is why China's going to take over. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I was also like 7, so I was like, I don't know what that means, but cool.
Yeah, it's like I have some very distinct memories from the early 90s of people freaking out because of like Japan's economy with tech, and then the tech bubble happened, and then yeah, it's just one of those like okay. But then a 9/11 happened and everybody switched their focus. So
yay, thanks 9/11.
Thanks 9/11.
In this context.
God damn it. Okay, so that's part A done. That's just some things that I was like, these are neat, could be cool for game. Do with this what you want.
Check it out.
Yes. Part B. So I'm gonna touch on the Pisanob a little bit because they are technically a subfamily of the Giovanni, and I ended up finding more details that I should have thrown into that first episode that I didn't. But basically, hey, so the Pisanob that don't work in like medical fields or doing like shamanic medicine things or all that kind of stuff, a lot of them were involved in those CIA trained right wing guerrilla groups.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So if you want to have more mercenaries,
there's some more options if you'd like.
Yeah. It's apparently combining mercenary work with having the vampire bite be extraordinarily painful and like existentially horrifying makes you really good at doing fucked up interrogations.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Listen here, I'll bite you. Listen here, he bites. You better be careful. Yeah, I'll bite you. I'll bite the fuck out of you. I'm not afraid of being bitten. I've been trained by government agencies to resist torture. Yeah.
Just insert that Tom and Jerry scream right here.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So, if you want to have political commentaries about any of those topics, handle that responsibly at your table. But I did also find further notes that just further hammers in that Poxley, the head of the Pisonobs, probably was fucking around in Mesoamerica for like 400 years before Cortez showed up, so whatever the fuck that means.
He's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, so could he be his own version of Cain in his own bloodline thing? Sure, why not? Could Cappadocius or somebody else wandered over and been like, hey bro, you like to do spooky death things? I love doing spooky death things, and just beat Cortez to Tenochtitlan? Yeah, that's, also possible. I do your meta plot how you want. I just don't want to deal with fucking time traveling conquistadors.
I don't know. That's kind of a cool.
That is a pretty neat concept, Sarah.
No.
Like, what if we made that a vampire game?
It's already a movie done by Mel Gibson. It's very frustrating.
Well, you lost me at Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that update pin. So first family we're going to talk about, the Rossellini's. So from what I could find, they seem to be one of the first families that got absorbed into the Giovanni. They were in fact a rival mortal family that also did necromancy at the same time.
Oh, damn, everybody's doing necromancy.
Yeah, it's just rattling them bones and being like, I know where the gold is. Before science, that seemed like a good thing to do.
I mean, right now it doesn't seem like a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, we got a long time bone rattler in chat.
Oh shit.
John, I mean.
Bones.
Oh, that's true. John does like to rattle bones.
Yeah, he's always rattling me bones.
So, the Rossellini's, unlike the Giovanni, were much more apt to produce sorcerers. So, small deviation. So, mages are mortals that do magic, but they have like a spiritual enlightenment and an innate ability to do magic. So they're kind of closer to sorcerers in D&D. Sorcerers in World of Darkness are like D&D wizards insofar as they have to study magic and things have to be done in particular ways for the magic to go. So if you're coming into World of Darkness from D&D, I'm sorry, that's very confusing and annoying. But yeah, the kind of benefit though of being a sorcerer over a mage is because you were studying occultic things and doing workings within consensus, you tend to not have to deal with paradox because you're not warping reality. But your magic is also limited in what it can and can't do because of the constraints of linear magic. That's all I'm touching on that. I don't have enough drugs for mage right now, so we're not dealing with that.
I want to be a wizard.
Oh my god.
Thought you were, technically.
I mean, I guess that's true.
You got the robes and you do rattle them bones.
I do rattle them bones. I do make those sigils.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we might all be wizards.
You're not a wizard, you're a psychic. Shut up.
Listen. Depends who you ask.
I mean, technically, Hunter, you're a cleric.
Ooh, that's neat.
You are ordained.
I am legally ordained, yeah.
Didn't think about that.
Nice.
Oops.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Time to perform some weddings.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, so as per the tradition of World of Darkness, anybody who does magic shit is much more likely to also have mental health problems. So if you want to get more eldritch with your necromancy, a Rossellini might be a good option for you.
That seems like a pretty constant in most not main road game systems. You do
Yeah,
magic, your brain's gonna get kind of fucked up.
you're scrambling the brains
Yeah,
by the power of your awesome. Yes.
right.
Also, the Rossellini's practice of necromancy is said to be far more cruel than the Giovanni.
What does that even mean? Do they
The
just raise a
Rossellini's,
zombie so they can be like, hey, you're ugly. You're ugly and
yeah,
dumb to the zombies?
yeah, that's one thing. It's also they just really like being sadistic and torturing, and the way they do their rituals like is meant to inflict as much pain as possible, and
Mm.
they kind of get off on it.
Do they feel like the more pain, the more powerful? Is it that kind of
Yeah,
thing?
some of them just really like it.
Mm.
We all have our hobbies.
Did you want to be a necromancer and a Cenobite at the same time? This might be a good option for you.
Ooh.
Ooh. It's a bad side if the way you do your magic is fucked up enough that the Giovanni are going like, bro, what the okay.
Why are you like this?
Why? It's concerning. The Roselinis were put under the boot of the Giovanni during the 1500s after a altercation with Claudius. Giovanni went poorly.
Okay.
It just eventually just things got to a head. And they're like, all right, enough, fuck it. I'm gonna trap your souls, and then you're gonna do the sip because I'm tired of your shit. And they're just like, okay,
Fine.
fine, I guess. And that has kind of continued in some interesting ways where Augustus Giovanni was breeding portions of the Rossellini family to do revenants for fun and profit. It's
Those
like
are
a
the same
weird
thing, right?
Yeah, it's just a weird secret program thing that he was doing, so only like certain of the Giovanni knew that some of the Rossellinis were revenants. Why
That's a
he was
lot.
doing that, I couldn't find why.
Because fun.
Mm-hmm.
Science.
So if you want to make an extra fucked up little guy.
Listen, science is
I
fun.
feel like we've talked about this before, but maybe I have
Yeah.
forgotten. What happens if a revenant is embraced? Is it just like a normal vampire at that point, except already read in, already knows all the shit?
Yep. And they might be a little more fucked up.
Right.
And I think they're like a ghoul, so they just keep any like ghoul powers they had, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless it's that fun problem where they got embraced by a clan where the disciplines they have are now outside, then that's a that's a talk with your ST problem. Whoopsie poodles. The revenants of the Rossellini line tend to have far more mental health issues compared to other revenants.
Compared to other revenants.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of this problem stems down to the Rossellini revenants have a death sight. So it's like, the Sixth Sense, where you're like, I see dead people.
Yeah.
But your ability to see the dead people overlaps with your actual vision. So you're just like, I don't know what's real anymore.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it could be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah. So it might
No
be
excuse to torture people.
No, it's not. But weird little guy.
Weird little guy.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of the V5 canon for them, because the Rossellinis like torturing and just making unlife very miserable for wraiths, when the Sixth Maelstrom happened, boy, did the wraiths have opinions about that.
They're like, hey, remember all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Rossellini's got hit really hard after the Sixth Maelstrom, so there's not as many of them as there used to be.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. So the Rossellini's that have survived tend to throw themselves at their craft with oblivion, and they're just like really into it, studying the Shadowlands and trying to see like what remains and understand what that's just their hyperfixation now. Or they enjoy lording over the souls of the damned, whose ranks they will one night join. And it's like, look, man, I'm gonna torture the shit out of you. When I'm a ghost, somebody's gonna torture the shit out of me, and that's just the breaks, kid. I have this car battery made out of ectoplasm that I'm gonna strap you to now because it's fun for me.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, this isn't good. So have fun with those guys. They didn't have any prominent leadership that's active because it seemed like the most prominent guy got diablerized in one of the Cults of the Blood Gods expansion books. I don't want to spoil things, but don't worry about it.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah. And if you enjoyed this, you want to grab their lore sheets, it's called The Little Siblings. It's in the books Children of Blood or Tattered Facades. It's in there too. So, woo. All right, the next one's everybody's favorite, the Puttanescas.
Favorite's an interesting word there.
I say favorite insofar as they're just the tracksuit wearing Goomba kind of like a soprano joke here kind of guys. Stereotypical New Yorker guy here. A lot of pinchy fingers. Yes, Puttanesca. As in the spaghetti dish, spaghetti alla Puttanesca, which roughly translates to whore's pasta.
Hell yeah, let's
Thank
go.
God. Everyone deserves a good pasta.
Yeah. Supposedly
true.
this was a dish made by sex workers that they would have in between shifts, and it's kind of a kitchen sink approach to spaghetti. Better way to explain it.
I'm in for that, honestly. I like kitchen sink style foods a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's kind of just how I approach eating.
Yeah, got sketty, got some fucking capers and olives and stuff. It's good. I enjoy it, but the family's named after slut pasta, so like
let's go.
So the Puttanescas are very specifically Sicilian, and they're also very specifically blue collar.
Will not be otherwise.
Will not be otherwise. The main Giovanni family integrated the Puttanescas during the 1660s, basically to do grunt work.
Cool.
Basically, any of the more lowbrow, like vice-oriented, organized crime or physical enforcements tend to be what the Puttanescas do. And this just seems to be their favorite activity.
I was about to say, are they as into it as the other families are into their thing?
Yeah. Not
like,
super into necromancy.
Go break some knees? All right, let's go. Hey, yeah. Bobby Ghost, follow me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just there's the little group in our LARP that are a bunch of Giovanni where they're just constantly saying family like it's Fast and Furious. That's kind of these guys.
Perfect.
But in most cases, if your average vampire is doing business with your average Giovanni, it's most likely actually just a Puttanesca.
They're just there, hanging out, doing their thing.
Yeah. Like the actual Giovanni tend to be doing more of the adult work, quote unquote. So it's like I would say more times than not, if you're player character vampires, unless they're specifically like high ranking social characters, if they're running into Giovanni, it's just a Puttanesca and a Giovanni mask. Most of the time. So these are like bookies, chop shops, pushers, pimps, those kind of guys. I think background characters in Breaking Bad. Nice.
I'm pretty into that.
This family line's also renowned for having tempers that can keep pace with or even outshine the Bruja on occasion.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're super big on revenge and doing payback and having little vendettas. So if you piss one off, that guy's just gonna be mad at you until the problem is solved.
And then made right, and then made right again. And then a few years from there, he might bring it up once or twice in a meeting.
Yeah. And much like wasps, if one of them's mad, he's going to go tell the rest of them. So then they're all mad at you. And they're going to have big feelings about it.
Love it.
So I kind of suggest for funsies, if your storyteller allows it, if you're playing a Puttanesca and you want to lean into this, get the flaw that lets you have both clan blames and then just ask pretty please, can I borrow one of the Bruja flaws?
I love that.
Just, if you just really want to lean into it. In terms of the V5 canon, they had some issues with the rise of like Slavic mafias when the Soviet Union collapsed, but they kind of just worked it out and it's fine.
That's good. I'm glad they figured things out, being buddies again.
Since they don't really do necromancy, none of the wraiths that escaped the ghost gulags really fucked with them. It's just so funny to read. Everybody else is getting absolutely their asshole ripped out from the ghost zone, and then these guys are just kind of in their own lane.
I'm just being like,
an Adidas tracksuit.
I'm pretty in for that.
Yeah. As part of the family reunion, the Anziani Council basically shifted all illicit organized crime to be under the Puttanescas to manage.
Because they were good at it as it is.
Yeah. Basically, and this also just allows the family members who are more apt to do necromancy or vampire politics to go handle that shit. And the Puttanescas are just like, I got a promotion. This is
I'm
great.
so in for this.
Everything's cutting up Puttanesca. Uh, so if this sounds like fun for you, their lore sheet is called the Criminal Puttanesca, and it is in Cult of the Blood Gods only. So have fun with that. Now we're gonna get into the Dunsirns, where I have a quote. It goes here.
This isn't an empire, like he thought. This is a consortium, a company, a concern. This is the oldest and most powerful bank in the world. Not just one of money, but of souls, spirits, and secrets. The time has come to sweep out the old and bring in the new.
Thanks, quote reader.
Yeah, it's Kyle.
Thanks,
Just
Kyle. Thanks,
It's
just
just
Kyle.
Kyle.
No,
Woo.
it's just Kyle.
Oh, thanks,
Just
just
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, imagine getting a Scottish person to read the Scottish line.
Hmm.
I have access to that
Too
now,
lazy,
it's
couldn't
great.
do it yourself. You've had access to a Scottish person for quite a long time.
Truly. Well, I do most of the reading on the show as it is. Fuck it. I also sing it to another countryman. It's fine. Anyhow, so reportedly, the Dunsirns are the first non-Italian family to be pulled into the Giovanni.
Good job, then.
Yeah, and Giovanni are just like, hey, so the world is expanding. People are exploring because it's the age of exploration / colonization.
It is the
Why
age
not?
of-
Why not fuck with the British Empire?
True. Even today, you could ask the same
I
question.
mean, yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Why not?
Yeah, the family's a little weird. I'm gonna get into it. The Dunsirns are basically set to be the foremost money makers for the clan as a whole. Like, they're the ones that make the money. And because of that, they tend to not focus on necromancy, which is contradictory to other notes where apparently the Dunsirns are also the subfamily most likely to produce a sorcerer.
All right, well.
Oh, I guess sorcery and necromancy are a little bit different. You can sorcerize yourself into stuff not necromancy, right?
I really like the word
Truly.
sorcerize.
Hey, yo. I maybe went down a little bit of rabbit hole because this is my area of I know things, so I looked into shit. So Dunsirn is an actual family name here in Scotland. They do have some historical records, but they mostly live in Fife, which is a little peninsula just north of Edinburgh on the east coast. I know none of the Americans know. You can look it up. It's fine. This area was once called the Kingdom of Fife during Pictish times. It's where the University of St. Andrews is, and it's also where the St. Andrews Golf Course is, which is the oldest golf course.
Oh,
And the University of St. Andrews is one of the oldest universities in Europe.
oh,
Yes. I have found historical documents of Dunsirns. They're not bankers. Like the ones in the game, they're like just tradies, essentially. And a bunch have immigrated to the US. There's also no Dunsirn tartan.
oh,
looked-
that's a shame.
I know! It's awful. I did want to make a note of, so not every Scottish family has a tartan. And part of that problem is because of the Dress Act in 1746, after the Jacobite rebellions, basically banned Highland dress for men and boys north of the River Forth, which is the body of water just below Fife.
Fourth and then Fife.
Yes, the Forth of Fife.
Good, great, love it.
I love my homeland. We just say things and look at you with a
What?
straight face and expect
If-
you to like keep up.
If you were to measure that area of the Highlands, what percentage do you think it is of the total landmass? Would you say it's approximately 20%?
No,
Damn it, because that
It's
would
not
make
even
it
the
one
Highlands.
Fife.
1/5 of Fife.
Yes,
1/5 of the Fourth of Fife.
exactly.
Ayo. But yeah, I wanted to share that because it also the weaponization of sumptuary laws to do the cultural quashing also is what happened in Ireland like 100 years prior. So there's we have a lot of parallels in the bullshit.
Whoops.
As it's been a little bit of a hyperfixation for me because the part of Scotland that I'm from, Montrose, which is up by like Aberdeen and stuff, Aberdeen, Dundee, that whole area, before all of this bullshit happened with the Dress Act, was where a lot of like tartans were woven and produced. So because of the Dress Act, that industry was completely quashed.
Boo.
So boo. Yeah. It's a whole thing. But what's the other whole thing is the Dunsirns, what they're known for? Cannibalism.
Of humans?
Specifically. Yes.
Okay.
So this dark family secret apparently happened centuries before the Giovanni got involved, and is part of the reasons why the Giovanni went, we want these guys. They're good with money and they're kind of fucked up. Perfect.
All right. Yep.
So, according to the Wad lore, a member of the Dunsirns hundreds of years ago was found out to be a cannibal and was kicked out of the family. And he lived in the woods and got a wife who also did cannibalism. And they said, fuck this, living in the woods, went back to his house and like killed anybody in the family that argued with him. And then cannibalism has just been the thing a family does in secret.
Listen here,
to that.
if you are going to live
John
under my
react.
fucking roof, you are going to live by my fucking rules. Now eat that man over there.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
don't care how much.
worked, essentially.
I don't care how much you complain. We're having long pig for dinner tonight.
We had long pig for dinner last night.
I do find it a little interesting that they find cannibalism within a vampire to be off-putting when technically all vampires are like cannibals.
Cannibal
Like
adjacent.
they're all drinking blood. That's like they're all biting into a human to serve for sustenance.
Yeah, listen.
They just chew a little bit more, I think.
Drinking
Well, that depends on
blood
the clan.
is like how, I mean, they're Catholic. Like, how different is that from transubstantiation and doing the communion?
Well, that and like none of us in this conversation are vegan or
No.
vegetarian. We all eat meat. When's the last time you sit down and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna have me a nice glass of pig blood.
Listen.
Now we've talked about doing the blood feast where we make blood food. That was one of our Patreon goals, but that was a bit. That is an event. That is a showmanship event.
Listen, I do enjoy a black pudding now and again. Don't get me wrong. For those who don't know, a black pudding is a blood sausage.
It's sausage made of blood.
Yes.
For those of you who didn't know that.
Well, I'm learning so much.
Traditional food thing? Yes. Do I have it occasionally with a full breakfast? Yes. But I also like enjoy haggis unironically. So what the fuck do I know?
Nothing. You know nothing, Sarah.
I know nothing.
The fact that you said haggis and enjoy in the same sentence.
Fuck off.
Like I've met other Scottish folk who are like, no, don't touch haggis. Don't touch it. It's gross.
What?
Yes.
Shite ass fucking haggis are they having?
I guess the improper pub. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like,
is that the right term? Is that where they serve haggis?
You can get haggis at a pub. That can't happen. I did have
quality haggis at a pub.
Guess it would depend on the pub.
Yeah. Now I did earlier this week because I went to a Lorna Shore gig in Manchester and decided to get coffee and a breakfast sandwich at the train station on the way down. And one of the options was paninis, and one of the paninis was like haggis and cheese on like a little baguette panini thing. Honestly, it was good.
All right.
Yeah. I had it with a chai.
Chai is good.
Chai is good. Anyways, I had a good chuckle at the story though with the Dunsirns and how they started their whole cannibalism thing because it's basically just a parallel for Sawney Bean. So I'm gonna talk about this for a moment. So Sawney Bean is like half a legend folk story and half like a true crime this happened story.
Cool.
I grew up with these stories. It's like fucked up cryptid Robin Hood, except it's not stealing from the rich and getting to the poor. It's just a psycho guy in a dirty wet cave doing horrible crimes.
Okay.
As you do, I suppose.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of like historical documentation to prove that this person was real, but there's also enough documentation where there has to have been something. It's a whole thing. But basically, the tale is Sawney Bean lived in a cave with his wife, Black Agnes, who was also a witch and a cannibal. And they lived in a cave along the west coast in a place called Benin Head. You can go to the Saudi Bean Cave if you want.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Like, it's just a thing you can go hike and go check out the fucked up cannibal cave if you so desire.
The answer is yes, I do so desire.
I did check from where I'm staying currently. It is a 2.5 hour train.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd travel that far for Benign Head.
God damn it.
Sorry, that got me. Good job, Hunter. I'm proud of you. So apparently, according to legend, over the course of 25 years, him and his wife had a bunch of kids. They were also cannibals. The kids all fucked each other, so they had weird incest babies. They were also all cannibals. And over the course of the 25 years they lived in this fucked up cannibal incest cave, they killed over 1,000 people.
A lot of people.
Yeah, there's stories about how they like preserved people's body parts in pickling jars and all sorts of weird shit.
Pickled
It
fingers.
gets gross. Yeah. Pies and all sorts of weird fucky shit. Apparently this became such a problem with this cannibal psycho family, basically highway robbing and then killing and eating their victims, that the king at the time had to get a posse of 100 people or 400 people with bloodhounds to get the family rooted out.
Jeez.
Yeah! And it was a whole thing. Now, depending on the folklore and the stories, the king that supposedly did this was King James VI of Scotland / King James I of England.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is not dinging any bells for anybody, this is, yes, King James of the Bible, the King James Bible.
Oh, he wrote a book.
Yeah,
That's like one of the most common books.
Yeah, this man is crazy. So, he was also, because he almost died in a boating accident because of a storm, he was convinced that witches and the devil were real, and he wrote a whole demonology book.
Oh my.
And this demonology book became so popular that it caused an uptick in like witch hunting, not only in Scotland and England and Wales, but it also kicked it up in Europe and also in the Americas. And it's a direct line to the Salem witch trial and a direct line to like the satanic panic and bullshit that we still deal with today. It's because this fuck-ass man. He's also just not a good person. He was also part of with forming the United Kingdom of merging Scotland and England together. He's also part of the colonization and the de-Gallicization of Scotland.
Just straight villainous.
Yeah, like straight up besetting nobles from his court to go into Scotland and colonize islands and strip children away from their homes and be forced to learn English instead of Gaelic.
That's
which is
that's
yeah, which is still a problem. Only this past year did Scotland get Gaelic back as a national language.
Hey, let's go though.
Ew. But also a fun note for context, because this was all happening around late 1500s, early 1600s. Guy Fawkes with his whole gunpowder thing happened in 1605. So in the middle of all of this, Guy Fawkes is also happening.
Homie's like, I'm gonna blow some stuff up.
Yeah, not related to the Jacobite anything. That was his own Catholic problems.
He was dealing with a few things.
Yeah. So it's weird on my end of things to be like, oh, okay, cool. So we're bringing up the Sawney Bean story as like as a way to inform this bloodline for the Giovanni, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's also reinforcing a lot of very fucked up stereotypes about my people that were like actively used to suppress and harm us, and it still happens to this day. So it's a little like, yeah. So it's I just kind of sat here going,
I mean, it's a shame because it's a cool story, but
also, well, we can't trust the Scots to govern themselves. They're wild and they don't know how to dress or talk right.
Right.
Yeah, which is totally not paralleled in other forms of cultural suppression that happen across the planet. Not at all. Oh no, John is gone.
He do that. It's okay.
He do that. It's a shame because this story's only gonna get crazier.
Hey, let's go.
The episode gonna get wacky. John, how dare you? The boy, he is back.
God damn it.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're back because the story's gonna get wackier.
Oh.
Yeah. So to further complicate things with the Dunsirns and their wild nature, they're also kinfolk.
Pardon me?
Yeah. So
Like
werewolf stuff
werewolf
does not.
kinfolk.
Yes. Werewolf stuff does not run super strong within the family, but apparently 1 out of 100 of the Dunsirns will shift.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently when this happens, the family either puts down that person immediately or that person fucks off and becomes a Ronin.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
so I'm just like, what do you mean they're also werewolves? What do you mean?
Are these people just trying to no clip into being a clan of Sam Heights?
Not on purpose. It's
I don't think Sam
again,
Height meant to be a Sam Height at first, to be fair.
Oh no, Sam Height did it on purpose because he's a fuck.
That's fair.
Like he did the whole like skinwalker thing.
Well, I meant the writing team. I don't think they meant for it to go that direction until it had, and then I think they were like, all right, let's go that way.
Well, yeah. So from what I was able to source, the Dunsirns might be a lost branch of either the Fianna or the Black Spiral Dancers. I don't know. Might explain the cannibalism a bit, but also it's just weird to be like, oh, this is kind of neat. This is just horrendous stereotypes about my people again. God damn it.
Get with it.
God, it's like, what do you mean? It's like, you mean the bankers? You know, there's a reason why Scrooge McDuck is Scottish. It's a stereotype.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was Scottish.
It's weird. Anyhow, so basically the Dunsirns, in terms of E5, they had a good deal with the Giovanni for many centuries, which is like, look, they're really good at making money. They pay all their tithes in cash. They bankroll pretty much the entire rest of the clan. They're left to their own devices. They can do their weird cannibalism bullshit.
Let them be.
That's fine. Yeah. After the Sixth Maelstrom, the main Giovanni family was very insistent that the Dunsirns now have to do their tithing in souls instead of cash. And on top of that, the Dunsirns are not properly educated in the arts of necromancy and therefore need to send members of their family to Venice to get re-educated.
That seems like something they might not like.
Yeah, it hit a little close to home for a lot of the Dunsirns. They were very not happy about it, and as we are wont to do, a bunch of us became sentient bagpipes. Just no, how dare you, fuck off. Which I did want to note in the V5 canon, they decided that the Dunsirns are based out of Stirling, which is right next to Fife. So for me, that was just very confusing. I was like, if you're going to grab an actual surname, why not just put them geographically where they live, not next? Okay, whatever.
More research.
I'm not mad at it. I just am like, why?
Confused.
Yeah. And it was also just fun for me because my grandmother's from Stirling. So I was like, oh, that's fun. I would ask my grandma if she's eaten anybody, but she's dead now. So
you'll never know.
I'll never know unless somebody rattles bones, but leave Helen alone. She's great.
Fine.
So with the family reunion, the Dunsirns were rather pivotal in putting the leverage on the Giovanni to be like, hey, so we're not doing that whole endless night World War III thing anymore. We're doing a new thing. We're doing the Hecata thing now.
Please, yes.
Yeah. In terms of major leadership, I was actually able to find a guy this time. A gentleman by the name of Ewan Dunsirn.
Ewan?
Who is Ewan, yep. He's apparently one of the few named NPCs that are part of the 1444 chambers. So he's like actual major leadership within the Hecata. So
that's neat.
That's fun.
Good job, him.
Yeah. So if any of that interests you and you want to fuck around with that shit, there's the Bankers of Dunsirn in Cult of the Blood Gods and the Player's Guide. Next family, the Milliners.
So many families.
Here's the quote. This one came from Sari.
Our society is not so different from yours. We all want to take that next step. Sometimes it's knowledge, sometimes it's an artifact, a company, something the family needs. Sometimes it's just someone who needs to be stepped on.
So
thanks, Sari.
Thanks, sorry.
Yay. So this family, this fuck-ass family, I was going fucking insane. So this started in Boston, Massachusetts with one guy. His name is Francis Milliner. This man, this fuck-ass man, he apparently used to work at a place known as the Columbia Trust Company, and one of his colleagues was Joe Kennedy. Yes, that Joe Kennedy.
Huh.
Yeah. The dad
Weird.
of JFK and RFK and all that.
Weird.
The Kennedys.
Yeah,
Yes,
weird.
they were coworkers.
I wonder how they
I
got
did
along.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Oh, cool.
So I did confirm that Joe Kennedy Sr., age 24 at the time, did work for a Columbia Trust Bank in 1913 and was elected president of the bank in 1914 after having bought enough shares of the company to maintain control of the bank alongside his father.
Damn. So he was just like, hey, I'm just gonna buy this bank.
Yeah. And the Kennedys made their money initially off of importing whiskey. Supposedly not bootlegging. I'm not getting into that. I don't have fucking time.
It's totally different.
It's totally different. So apparently in the Wad canon, Francis got passed up for a promotion that Joe took, and Francis took that extremely personally. So Francis used all of his connections within the New England finance, both legal and not legal, to basically attack the power base of the Kennedys directly. To the point that the Vampire the Masquerade canon very strongly indicates that Francis Milliner, our boy, our lad, our vendetta king, is the reason for all of the misfortunes that the Kennedys experience.
Hilarious.
Yes, this does include the assassinations of RFK and JFK. This does include JFK Jr.'s plane crash. This does include that time that Ted Kennedy killed a lady in a car accident. This does include Mary Kennedy's lobotomy. This includes a bunch of things that you go like, what the fuck? I did not know one family could do this many things and or have this many bad things happen to them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So apparently,
So do you think he was like
this guy?
Do you think he was at least partially responsible for RFK's birth then?
I'm gonna get to that in a moment.
Oh no. Because I mean, if it's everything bad that has happened to that family, then that would be included, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a small crash out when I was writing this because I was like, are you meaning to tell me that Francis Milliner with his 6 skulls that he has mounted on display in his house hasn't been potentially just ghouling RFK Jr. to make him like that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much you guys at your game want the catharsis of that or not. I don't know if any of y'all want to blame the brain worm.
Revenant.
Yeah.
He's a revenant. That's why his head's so fucked up.
I don't know. I mean, there are things in necromancy that cause plagues and things, so I don't know if you want to blame the brain worm on that. I don't know. Handle that how you will. I'm just saying the man as a teenager used to stare in like charnel pits of like dead cattle for fun.
Hell yeah.
Like
wait. RFK?
RFK Jr.
What? I keep forgetting to put the J on there. Damn.
Yeah, RFK Jr. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He illegally took that whale head. He left that bear cub corpse in the park. I don't know. That just sounds like fucked up necromancy things. Do with that what you will. Yeah, so I was like pacing in my apartment and just being like, you mean to tell me this man is like this? Because one guy just went, fuck these 6 fish in particular. It's like even stated in the book that after Joe Kennedy Sr. dies, Francis Milliner is basically like, oh, well, I can't torment him anymore. I guess I can just destroy his legacy. So he just keeps on that shit. This is a hating ass man.
Vendetta.
And this man is such a hating ass man that Augustus Giovanni went, okay, cool, we're best friends.
Nice.
Like, just Augustus Giovanni went, all right, man, real recognizes real. We're best friends. I'm bringing you into the family.
Here goes.
Yeah. Did that in the 1950s.
Wild.
It's crazy. And also the Milliners, if you start looking into it in terms of VTM, the Milliners are just hilted into just like how much they have fucked with so much shit in the United States, specifically. They were spearheaded in investing in privatizing American healthcare and prisons. They established illicit business dealings with the Russian mafias. They contributed to deregulation across all sorts of American oversight systems.
No.
Yeah. But of course, doing that, they've earned a fuckload of money. And they're
Yeah.
so good at the money game and the politics game that they have outwitted the Camarilla, the Sabbat, and Hunters within Boston and just have their own recognized like space in Boston, which is extra crazy when you understand that Boston is a major hub of the technocracy. So they're going toe to toe with like capitalism wizards
And they're saying,
and
no,
holding.
it's fine. We'll go ahead and hold our funds just dandy. In
Yeah,
fact, we'll go ahead and make some money while we're at it.
Well,
yeah.
they have magic too, so they're just a different sort of capitalism wizard. It sounds like
Truly.
they just eat
Yeah, it's just
more people, as we found out recently through some files. They eat more people.
I'm just saying, Francis Milliner might be in the list. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna look that
Again,
up right
depends
now.
on how. Oh God,
Don't worry, I got a book marked.
fantastic. I'm just saying, I understand people use tabletop roleplay games to escape reality. That's fine. You don't have to deal with it at your table. But also, if you just want the haha what if factor, it writes itself. You're like this and it's just this hate and ass bloodline is just fucking balls deep in the US government and business in ways that are just you're like, what the absolute fuck?
Money, 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 money.
Yeah. And considering also like the Giovanni are so involved in like health and medical things as a business.
It's
And
just
the
kind of
fact that
self-feeding, right? If they're going to take a bunch of
Yeah.
the regulation away and they're just going to make
Mhm.
shit go nasty and gross, people are going to get sick more often. They're going to make money on that. They're like quadruple dipping.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just like, do they have wards against the ghost of Louis Pasteur? I don't know.
So the answer is not really, but kind of. I searched. So
Mhm.
the last name Milliner, like many, comes from a profession, and a
Mhm.
milliner is someone who makes women's hats.
Mhm.
And apparently there's discussion of quote unquote celebrity milliner Philip Tracy. So they're not a member of
Fantastic.
they're not a member of the family. They are just
Oh God. Okay.
discussing hat makers. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I undersold how fucking wacky this episode's gonna get. Yeah. So, despite the consistently really good performance that the Milliners have put in terms of financial and political dominance, that hasn't translated into power in the family. It's not explicitly said, but I reading between the lines, I think a lot of it comes down to the other members of the Giovanni don't like that Francis Milliner's best buddies with Augustus.
Like we're jealous.
Just like, you just showed up here. What the fuck? You
Yeah,
didn't.
but
You
you
hadn't
guys
put in your
didn't
time and
ruin like
effort.
an entire bloodline and an entire country by yourselves. So maybe step up to my game and you'll be best buds with Augustus.
But
I
yeah,
don't
it's
know
just
what to
the
tell
amount.
you.
Yeah, it's just the amount that they get shafted in Old Wad is interesting. Where it's like they're getting embrace rights revoked. They're like having territory taken from them. Francis Milliner, after Augustus is missing, like it's dressed down and humiliated by like the Anziani Council in front of like everybody.
Damn.
Like it's a whole thing. Uh, and with the Maelstrom issue, the Milliners, much like the Dunserns, were not super necromancy heavy. So the Giovanni also did that. Hey, so you need to pull your weight and start tithing in souls instead of money, you fucks.
Mm.
So I want you all to imagine how that went
I'm gonna
for the
guess
main Giovanni family.
not terribly great is how I'm gonna
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, you mean to tell me this hate ass family known for doing vendettas and destroying people maybe had opinions about being bullied and not recognized for their work again?
Nah.
So, yeah, they might have had some feelings about that. And we're also a big leverage point for getting the main Giovanni to be like, okay, we'll talk about this Hecata thing. We'll go along with it. And, the purging and all of that. It's a great time.
Yay.
As far as Yeah, as far as I can tell, Francis Milliner, still canonically kicking around.
Just
So
chilling.
do with that, yeah. So do with that what you want, I suppose. It's just, if you want this hating ass man to show you his Kennedy skulls, sure, do that at your table, I suppose. Uh, if you just want to have a member of the Giovanni who's just Michael Douglas from Breaking Down, I feel like this is also just a good option. But yeah, the Grudge Masters is their lore sheet, and it is in the book Children of Blood. If you want to explore these as
Grudge
options,
Masters.
yeah,
That is a cool name. I gotta give that to him.
That's true.
And that is all of the subfamilies that I am talking about this episode. There's more there's more. I just, every time I was like, okay, I think I got everything. I'd find another. Like, there's a whole other family that just runs Las Vegas.
Pardon?
Yeah, there's just a whole
Cool.
subfamily, the Giovanni, that just are like, they just run Vegas. That's what they do.
I'm kind of in for that.
So yeah, the amount of crime, not crime, incest, not incest, cannibalism that you want to do is kind of up to you and your heart's content.
I feel like that's a lesson we shouldn't have to teach.
Yeah.
I feel like, let people enjoy what they enjoy, and you find in yourself if that's something you want to engage in.
Yes, just game responsibly.
In real life and at your table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you go to Vegas
and you
be
want to commit,
responsible.
if you go to Vegas, you want to do some cannibalism, do it properly.
Yeah, responsibly.
Don't eat the spine, don't eat the brain, don't eat the bone marrow. That's how you get a prion disease.
Right. Also make sure it's ethically sourced.
Mm-hmm.
How you're gonna do that, I don't know, but if you're gonna try.
Yeah.
Is it ethically sourced cannibalism if someone is like that one dude who got in trouble for cannibalism after having all the like documentation from the dude being like, I want you to eat me. No, please eat me.
Oh, the German cannibal guy?
Yeah, is that ethical cannibalism?
I mean, he had consent.
I mean, there was the guy that had the amputation and then him and his friends ate his foot.
Yeah. That's, I'm sure, ethical cannibalism.
Yeah, eating your own foot, that's fine.
But
I guess no one had to die, so
getting the okay to kill someone and eat them. I feel like you'd have to go through a lot of like, probably I would suggest someone go through a lot of like talk therapy at the very least, like talk out the fact, why do you want to be eaten exactly? Why do you want to be killed and eaten? And then after that, I guess if they still want to go for it. Sarah. It's sticky. I just feel like there should be some sort of breaks there saying, hey, hold on, let's pause for a second and think about this, because you might not be in the best mental space if you're wanting to be killed and eaten. And if they can get through all that and they still want it.
Listen, I'm still recovering from the floor time I had to do, where I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean canonically in World of Darkness, one guy is the reason that fucker has a brain worm?
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
And just like, I don't have access to healthcare. What the fuck?
That's pretty fucking wild.
It's just I'm just gonna, I might have to lay down again. It's like, what do you mean?
Well, now we know the reason, and that's the first step to a solution.
Oh God. Somebody get us out of here. I need to go lay on the floor.
One moment.
All right. Well,
I'm doing a thing. I'm trying to find a good picture that I can post, and I probably shouldn't. I found a really good picture of RFK Jr. looking like a fucking corpse, but probably not the best non-context picture for us.
I don't know. If it's just in the Discord, that's fine. I wouldn't post it on like Blue Sky.
Which, by the way,
this man was a victim.
Social media
without the context.
No.
Like that's not a move you should be making.
No,
that's fair.
I'm fairly certain he did this to himself.
Not according to the documents that we just found, Sarah. A vampire did it to him.
Allegedly. We don't know. He hasn't claimed anything. He hasn't claimed it. I'm just saying there's a pathway for it, and it makes me nervous. It's like, I don't like it.
This is what we call headcanon.
Truly.
How How do you make it bold again? Just one hashtag and no space?
I
Or
have no-
hashtag and then space? How do you make it
That
big?
makes it big
Big font.
and bold.
Hashtag one space?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Paralyze, for the music. We appreciate you. They're on Bandcamp. Also, Bandcamp is good because they said fuck AI music, so go give them dollars. We have social medias on TikTok and Blue Sky and Instagram. We might get another thing. I don't know. We're trying to figure out the Discord thing, but we have at the moment a community on Discord that you can come hang out with and play games and share plot things and share your pets, I guess. Not your personal ID information though, because that would be crazy.
Yeah.
We also
Don't
what
tell
else
them
is
you
not
live in
crazy.
Antarctica.
Yeah. What's not crazy though is we have a Patreon, and if you appreciate the work that we do, you can give us some dollar dues to help support that. We have various goals to do things, and then also depending on what tier you get access to voting on polls to help us decide how the show goes. You get extra bonus episodes. You get access to special channels in the Discord that we use to talk to people about things we're working on in the show and get little previews and things.
Yay!
Yeah. We have an interview series. If you want to talk to us about your cool projects, hit us up at blankbodies@gmail. We are scheduling some interviews currently. If you want to get on the roster, get on that shit.
We will talk to you, especially if you're a real vampire.
Yeah. Once we finish this clan series, I have some ideas on how we might be able to do some real vampire episodes. So
Oh,
I
God.
found some things. We talked about it, you know.
I've seen the archive. It's concerning. Sarah's gonna get a lot more floor time here soon. John, can you kiss us out?
Wow.